how would you feel if a guy that you just met within a week or so asked you what your credit was like? What's your financial status? Would you be offended, or would you feel relieved that he's looking at other than something than your physical attributes?
Right. All right. And let me pose this too, not just some random guy you're attracted to.
Guy that you're actually you're talking to this particular guy, possibly leading to a further relationship. Mm-hmm. I actually wanted to do like what was it? I wanted to do
what?
Like a forum.
We were going to do a talk show.
Yeah.
A sort of talk show where we would get the perspectives of women and stuff like that.
Different women on dating.
Yeah.
And then nationalities, because it seems like our sisters have a certain criteria. It's not just a regular guy working.
Yeah.
It's more so you have to be at this particular level. Mm-hmm. And if you're not there, then I can't have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
But then you have other nationalities that were like, he's a good man. He works. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna stick it through with him. I'm gonna stick it out with him. So my idea was to get a forum and have 3 black women successful making money, 3 white women successful making money.
Yeah.
What type of guy would they like? Would they like the average Joe that works every day, or do they want that guy that's making $150 making $150,000, $200,000 a year? Mm-hmm. Which one would they prefer? Or that guy that's making $40,000, $45,000? Because I said what it was on the Steve Harvey show. The normal is if you're getting engaged, the ring should be 3 times your monthly salary.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
It has to be. That's the norm. 3 times your monthly salary is what the engagement ring should be. I might be a little off on that, but I just feel like everything. Yeah.
Yo, man.
It's crazy. It's just I can talk from experience. I went on a date, and we didn't even get to the date. Mm-hmm. We actually were talking for a good over a week. Everything was good. Everything was locked. Right. Next minute, she hits me with, "What's your credit score?" We didn't even get to Starbucks to go get coffee yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I had to scratch my head. What's my credit? I said, "Are we getting married, buying a house I didn't even know about yet?" She said, "I just need to know what I'm getting into." I said, you ain't got to worry about that. Just know that I can pay for dinner. Right. That's all you need to be worried about for right now.
Yeah.
What my credit score is has no bearing on us getting to know each other. Right. No bearing, but that is a normal for a lot of women now. They are so on what your financial status is. Mm-hmm. They're not even thinking about what's this brother's inside, what's his heart like, what can this brother bring to me emotionally? Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if you guys are good, y'all rocking together. We put $30,000 together. You make 30, I make 30. Shoot, we got $60,000. We good. We money. Right. But that's not the normal anymore. Mm-hmm. And I said, and I've been seeing that on more and more in the times I've been going out. That's what I've been seeing. A lot is more on your financial status versus what you really are about, which I think is sad. Because you could be, you go with the finest woman in the world, but she can have the ugliest character. Her character will be so ugly. Yeah. And I mentioned to KB, I said, it got to a point where it was like frustrating, like, damn, these women, and I'm going to be catching it from the women I've been dating, as far as black women. I'm like, well, I'm not going to say I've never dated a white woman before, but are they the same as well? Are they, but it seems like some women will stick through with you more so than others will. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said I wanted to do a forum where I had 3 white women, 3 black women, and put these same caliber guys in front of them. Which one would they pick? Mm-hmm. Obviously, someone are going to pick the ones that make $100,000, $200,000 a year. Yeah. That's just what that's how that is.
I see that. Yeah.
But who's going to pick that guy that's working, making $40,000, $45,000 a year, working hard every day? Mm-hmm. Because that one woman that I was talking to, she asked me what my credit score was. I had never had that happen to me before in my life. our first date, she wanted to go to a restaurant in Miami, 30. I think it's called 30. 30 restaurant 31. It's like $200 per person.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. Like,
You know, I'm
can
gonna
we
spend.
build up to that?
Exactly. Is it your birthday?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it your birthday
Yeah.
or something? You know.
And that's what some sisters don't realize. It's not that we don't want to. It's not that we don't want to spend the money. It's the fact that we want to make sure it's somebody that appreciates it, and then we have a connection with that. If I have a connection with you, and I'm feeling you, and we're vibing on that frequency, I have no issues with that. I have no issues with that because I know you appreciate it. I know you know that I did it out of like the kindness and like we enjoying it together.
Exactly.
But for me to just drop that on just that's my personality anyway.
Yeah.
I've never I can have $1 million in the bank and I still won't do that.
Me, same here.
Because my criteria of what I base a relationship off of is different. It's not strictly financial. And I know some sisters and some women in general say, well, you're a man, it's a male-dominated world. Like, okay, I'm slowly getting that. I understand to an extent, but like you were saying, it's like, what if I was making that? The fact that you asked me what my credit score was, that was an ultimate turnoff for me because you asked a question, but you asked the wrong question.
Exactly.
You asked the wrong question.
And I was totally
at the wrong time.
and that's exactly what I'm like. Because I pulled the phone back, I'm like, I'm not. I don't know. We not. I don't think I'm gonna do this. I don't think I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And it's not the fact that it's not that I couldn't take her to the restaurant. I could 3 times over. I could do it. But why? Why should our first date be a $500 with tip and everything, $500 meal?
Yeah.
Why should that be?
Right.
Come on. It's got to be. I'm not talking about. Let me take you to go get a slice. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to spend $500 on our first date because now I'm set. That's the tone. That I said it. That this is where we start.
Right.
I got to keep it going now.
Yeah.
I don't have. I'm on. No, I do not have $500 every daggone week to take it to go spend in the restaurant. No, I don't.
Right.
Most brothers out there working out here hard. They got it like that. But yeah, that's what some of the women I've encountered that work. They're financially stable, which is great.
Yeah.
Come in with your own dough. I like that. I even done the online thing.
Same
I
here.
read these now you look at the online, you got a 5'1", but the guy's gotta be over 6 foot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You see that, right?
I've seen that.
Right?
I definitely have seen that.
Right? And you gotta be making at least 75,000.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm looking at you, I'm looking at your pictures. I'm looking at your pictures. I'm like, baby girl, what you bringing to the table? I'm bringing height. I'm bringing dough. What you bringing to the table? There's anything wrong with a high school diploma, but all you got is high school diploma for you, but college educated for me.
Right.
What's up with that? I'm
Right.
like, come on now. And I see it more so than a little bit. Hell, I even go to the extent of women online they've been very confrontational. I can even give you black people meat. That's why I put y'all out there. She didn't like kids. I sent her a message. You need to read my profile. I don't like kids. I want anything to do with kids. Well, I'm like, okay, delete this profile for real. Why are you confrontational online? Right. What's up with that?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's so funny, man. The dynamics of the characteristics what women are looking for, and like I said, I see it on BPM all the time. What these women are looking for and what they're giving you back. Yeah. It ain't the same.
Yeah, it ain't reciprocal. Man.
It's not, you gonna give me a little, this what you want from me? Well, what are you giving me? And not even talking about sexual or anything.
Right.
What are you giving me?
Right.
Your looks don't hang out forever. Right. What I'm gonna do is the whole night I'm just gonna be looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Right. This is all I got. I like conversation. I don't need for my conversation to be about Instagram. I don't need to know what Drake and Jay-Z, which Jay-Z is one of my favorite artists.
Same
yes,
here,
but
me too.
But I don't need to know what Jay-Z and Beyonce doing. You know, I don't need to know what Red Bottom Heels is out or whatever. I need a conversation. I need stability. I need some type of substance in a conversation. You know, because at the end of the day, you can't give me a substance, then what else do we have?
Right.
The one, if there's no substance, all we have is physical attraction.
Right.
Okay, all right, get what you got, I got what I got, boom. All right, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
You know, all right, you're on my phone, I hit you up whenever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then you calling me a dog. You know, but what did you give me?
Right.
You gave me nothing to go off of.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me your looks, you gave me, oh, damn, you got the body is banging.
Right.
I got that, love that. My homies, yo, Rod, that's tight right there. Yeah, it is. What you do with that? Oh, you already know. Because you never gave me a conversation. All you gave me is what's physical. So what else do we have? And it's sad though, because it's real sad, man, because you see, you want conversation. I love conversation, you know? And it's not that we don't have to get all in depth into what's going on in the world. I mean, if you want to, we could do that, but we don't have to. We can keep it light. What you like to cook? Not saying I want you in the kitchen, but what do you like to cook? Oh, I tell you right in a minute. I love the cooking channel. I'm on it. That's therapeutic. That's therapeutic for me.
Same me.
You know what I'm saying?
Same too.
You know what I'm saying?
Same
I love
too.
it.
Yeah.
You know, but what's your favorite meal to cook? Blah blah blah. You know, when things work out, maybe we could do a cooking class together. You know, do what's not the norm. Meet up at Starbucks, whatever. Let's take a cooking class together. Some women are like, what are you talking about? You know, you're gay. No, it has nothing to do with that.
No.
You're just trying to add a little bit something else to it, you know. And I don't know. This dating thing is just crazy.
I'm trying to think of like the advocate, like the devil's advocate. You know, women have rights, and it's difficult for me.
Yeah.
Not like that, but I mean, it's difficult for me to be like, you know, well, this is probably why they do that. But I gotta say, I'm in your boat, y'all. I will say this for women though. The criteria for women, especially in the city, women is one in which, you know, they're trying to do their due diligence, because as a man, we're supposed to have a plan.
Right.
Right. So if they come to us, we're supposed to be let them know, you know, in 5-10 years, this is where I expect to be, or what have you.
Yeah.
And one of the things that these magazines talk about is, you know, good credit.
Yeah.
So a lot of them get in relationships with a man that has bad credit, you know, and by the time they're emotionally, because you know women are more emotionally involved than we are.
At times,
You know what I mean?
Yes.
By the time they take that step, and we wonder why women are seeing this guy, whatever the case may be, and be like, they're stupid, they're not logical like we are in that area. I can see how women are trying to, you know, ask that question in regards to credit. So that's the leverage I'll give them on that. But as far as the superficial stuff and asking us to take them out to $200 restaurants, I think that's wrong. And I think it's also the, you know, where you find it.
I mean, you could actually ask that question about my credit. Just not at the beginning. Not at the first week.
Yeah, that's all.
You know, you can always ask that question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When we get to that point where we're talking, you know, it's like, okay, all right, I'll flip it. What's your credit?
Right.
Have you done that?
No, I haven't. I actually probably would try. You know, I go to a crib, I go to your crib, and your crib is, I turn around, I went through your whole apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your credit? Are you riding the train too? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got a car. You riding the train?
How do you feel? You're not a woman, but from your experience in dealing with women, and I pose this question to you too, Rodney. How do you feel a woman would take it if we asked her, you know, if her credit score and you know, what she's pushing, you know, and where she's living? Do you think they would take it the same way? Do you think they would be offensive? Or would they be like, at least, you know, this is a guy who's coming to me and he's not approaching me because of my breasts and my behind? Because, you know, women get catcalled all the time. I mean, we could walk down the block.
True, man.
A beautiful woman see us looking at, and they automatically think we're looking at them, right, objectifying them.
Easy in
So whole dynamic.
Right.
That's the build-up.
So if a brother comes to her with a criteria like, you know, what's your credit score? You know, your body and your tits don't mean nothing to me.
Right.
What you pushing, where you living? Do you think they would be like, it's so refreshing? Absolutely. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so.
I think they'd be offended.
Yeah, I think they would be offended, especially if I was to ask that question, how the sister asked him that question, I think she would be equally offended.
Yeah.
I believe, And I think that once we got to that point where we felt like we were going down that road, we have some similar values and qualities and things that we want in each other, I think that's when you ask that type of question. And I think you preface it too. I think you preface it like, okay, financial situation, I'm really looking for somebody to kind of build not only an emotional connection with and a spiritual connection, but also a financial connection. So I'm going to ask you a question, or I'm asking questions because of that. Mm-hmm. Then it's like, okay, you're not just asking it to say, like, what can I get? Like, what do you got? It's like, where are you at? Because I just need to know. And then we can have a further conversation and say, if that's not up to your liking, then maybe can we have a further conversation of, wow, how did you get there? Mm-hmm. What is it involving? Mm-hmm. I'm paying back school loans right now, so my credit's not the best, but it's better than it was. But other than school loans, that's it.
So you think that they would be equally offensive? Now, just keep in context, right? Just keep it real. We don't know how it feels to be a woman, right?
Definitely
about
don't.
Guys. I mean, just think about it for me. Just try and change our perspective, just for a second.
How would you feel if a guy that you just met within a week or so asked you what your credit was like? What's your financial status? Would you be offended, or would you feel relieved that he's looking at other than something than your physical attributes?
Right.
And let me pose this too, not just some random guy you're attracted to.
The guy that you're actually you're talking to this particular guy, possibly leading to a further relationship.
Mm-hmm. If out of 10 guys that approach you, 8 out of them, they coming at you with the same lyric, yo, what's up, my me, and they looking at your breasts and your behind and stuff like that. If women did that, I ain't gonna put it. If they had to deal with that every day, and then to have somebody just come out and ask that question, like, you don't think they'd be like, oh, I'm offended, but
it depends.
At least it's different.
I think it depends on the woman. I think it depends on the woman and where she is mentally with that.
That's a good.
I think it depends on where she is, because if she's a superficial person, it's going to offend her possibly. At some point, I do believe women have a double standard. Don't ask me. You can't ask me that. No, you just ask me. But I think it depends on the woman where she is mentally, where her head is. Yeah. I think it depends also, because if she's just a woman that's just all about status quo, she may be a little offended by that. But if you have a woman that's open, out of the box thinking, then she may not be so offended. Because I think a lot of women and a lot of sisters misconstrued. This brother gotta have this. He need to have his shit together. I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, is your shit together? I mean, just because the brother's rebuilding doesn't mean he ain't got it together. He's working every day. He's honest. He works hard. Why don't you back that brother? What's wrong with backing somebody that's rebuilding himself? Like the woman I was talking about, she said to me, I'm not trying to carry nobody. I don't need to carry nobody. You need to have it together. I don't need to make your decision. I'm like, whoa. I don't need you to pay my rent. I don't need you to pay my car note. I don't need you to do none of that. I'm good. I was good before I met you. We just trying to we're trying to link up to get to know each other, companionship. I don't need you to do a damn thing for me. Let's keep that right where it need to be.
Right.
And that's where we left it at.
Is it fair? And I pose this to you, Rodney, in the conversation, and Kyle, definitely chime in on this. Are we factoring in that, the women in not only in our generation but the younger generation, from what I'm realizing, are coming from broken homes, whereas they don't have that. They don't know what a real relationship, is. For example, they never been exposed to a man in the house and how that man is supposed to treat a woman. You know what I mean? So a lot of the knowledge that they're basing their actions on and their decisions was coming from media, Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know what I mean? The music, reality TV. Unreality TV, right? Hip-hop music, misogynistic, and all this other stuff. So you have this young lady growing up in a household like that whose mother is doing the same thing. So is it fair to, hold that expectation on her, or would it be more fair for us as a man to say, okay, listen, I hear where you're coming from, you know what I mean? I got you, but this is why I feel this way, and just factoring those elements in there, knowing that especially sisters are coming from a broken home where we already know where a majority of the men at, if they're not incarcerated or
Well, I'll throw it back at you. What about the ones? What's the excuse for the ones that actually have mom and dad in the crib?
Right.
They went to Cardinal Spellman, right? We went to Hayes. You know what I'm saying? Cardinal Spellman, St. Pius. Mom and dad's in the house. They work hard. So they know what living is, how women should be treated, because they have a good man that's taking care of, but they still end up to do what they do.
All right, but how many of them are there though?
It's quite a few, I would believe.
You think?
Grew up in the Bronx. We grew up in the '70s. No dad around. Father figure wasn't around. I got that.
So you think it's changed since then?
I believe so. I believe it's changed.
There are more males in the home.
Well, think about
Female dynamic. Really?
I haven't done the stats. I can't tell you the stats, but I can tell you this though: the younger it's a different generation of women, especially the ones in their 20s. 24. The ones that are 20, 21, 22.
Yeah. They're male. The father's in the home, or
I don't know. I don't know, but I know it's just. I think they get a lot more from TV.
And what is that TV showing?
Oh, it's teaching a woman, a strong woman, get what you get here, get what you got there.
Right. It's a dysfunction.
It's
a dysfunction.
It's very much.
Yeah, it's a dysfunction in the sense of roles, right? And a lot of people think roles like, like this role's for men, this role's for women, and like it's very stiff and structural, and like you can't break out of that. And it's like, it's not to say that you can't break out of it. It's that was these things are in play for certain reasons, right? Like it's not like if I'm standing and there's a chair and I get up, or let's say I'm standing, we're both standing, a woman comes in and I sit down and she gets what she needs to sit down. It's not like I'm getting on my seat because I feel she's weak. I'm getting on my seat because she's a lady.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that chivalry is a lost art. It's a lost art. I mean, I was always taught to have the woman walk on the inner side.
Yes.
On the inner, she never walks on the outside. My grandfather taught me that.
Exactly.
I don't see that today. I see women walking on the outside all the time. I see guys walking in the front door before the women.
Yes.
I see that now, and I think that's the younger generation. Just because the way we grew up, totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different than where we are today.
Definitely.
And TV is a big part of that. I mean, look at all your music. Look at all the music you hear. Everything has a bitch.
Yep. Stealing somebody's girl. That's a lot of the latest music now with the young guys, man. Like it's always about taking somebody else's girl. I'm like, dude, do you know how many women out there?
And all they talk about is the money I made, the weed I smoked. Come on, I mean, you think about it.
Dude, are you productive? Are you getting anything done? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you smoke all day, you popping Molly, and then that's a song. Every song ends with I'm popping Molly, popping Percocet. I mean, come on. I mean, you didn't hear that back in the day.
So you're validating that this is what the young ladies are being exposed to. They don't have. No,
they don't. I mean, but even if they have mom and dad in the house, the kids are still going to do what they do.
But the percentage is what I'm talking about, because I don't know now. I haven't spoken to all women, but you could tell a lot by what you see, the signs of the time, so to speak. And you see a lot, you see a lot of these women out here now, who, I mean, if you look at the comparison, back in the day when our parents was growing up, it was the norm to, take care of your man. It was the norm. Not saying that they were in the kitchen. I'm not trying to stereotype, but that was the norm. That was expected.
And the man was taking care of his woman.
Yeah.
It went both ways.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It went both ways.
Right.
It's like, why would you be in a relationship with a woman, and if y'all have children, that you wouldn't be there to raise those children?
Right.
You all created those children together.
Right.
It's like, she had her particular duties, you had your duties.
Right.
And she and you depended on her, she depended on, it was vice versa.
Right.
So it wasn't a team. It was a team. It wasn't like you're lesser than. Women who chose to cook in the kitchen or felt that they needed to cook in the kitchen, that was their duty for the family. you know. And that wasn't always the dynamic. My grandfather was an excellent cook. My grandfather was one of the best cooks. Yo, I'm telling you, man, he could make a breakfast like, yo, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And I was unfortunate because I never got a chance to meet my grandmother, my father. This is my father's father. I never got a chance to meet my grandma. She died before I was born. But I mean, she cooked too. But you know, my grandfather was an engineer, and when my father was telling me when my grandmother was working, she was nursing, and she worked long hours. And my grandfather would cook the dinner. So you know, it was a team, man. It wasn't like I'm trying to get one up on you. Then why are we together? Why we? That's adversary.
You know how many women I've encountered in my years that they don't cook? Not saying that that's normal. They don't cook. I don't cook because I'm working. I'm doing this. My mom's work, single mom. Make sure I had and still cook. My grandmother took care of the whole household. Still made time to cook. Now that's not saying I want a woman out there to cook every day, but it's just the simple things. You know, it's one thing to be independent. You know, make your money. I would never stop women from doing that. Make your money.
Yeah.
Get your paper. But what goes into a relationship is lost. That's what I believe is lost. That whole getting to know each other. Let's I'm being mushy. Yeah, let's fall in love. Let's do it. You know, I think that's lost. That's a lost art. The talking, the walking in the South Street Seaport. You don't see people doing that no more. The women of today, they just going. Yeah. Catch me, you catch me, you catch me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yo.
Yeah.
We just gonna get.
I'm just saying. It's man. Just about to say no great point. It's like I said, society, man. I just go back to that whole thing. As a society, man, they have us against each other, the kind of man versus woman thing, and it's like it's for us. When I speak of us, I'm speaking like us, black folks, black men. You know what I'm saying, and with the women included in it to some extent. But it's like they have us like going against each other, and it's like, no. Like Rodney was saying, sisters, get your money. You know, take care of your family, take care of yourself. I have no qualms about that. Do that. But then when it's time for us to come together, there's some things that I'm going to be losing from my bachelorism. There's some things you're going to be losing as a bachelor, but it's going to make us better.
Yeah, I don't see the compromise. I don't see the compromise anymore with today's women. There's not a lot of compromising out here today.
Yeah,
you know,
it's going to make us better. And from some of my homegirls I've talked to, I'm kind of getting the idea because, like you said, the street harassment. You know, them getting with brothers, and then they find out the brothers ain't really about anything as far as like having a plan, having real goals. So I get that. A lot of sisters have been burned, man. A lot of sisters have been burned.
So the next one come in, he gonna catch it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's gonna catch it. So she gets to a comfortable point.
I say, Monica, no be today. Me and you done dey fight, don't they? I no go pursue man. I go change my ways. I go reduce the banana. I no go do it again.